would like to take a moment to explain the associative property of both multiplication and addition. The associative property is a grouping property. The whole point of it is to simply make your problem solving easier when you have more than one or two or three numbers. If I have a list of numbers, say 4 plus 6 plus 8, most people can't add that simply in their head. And so the associative property is a strategy where you may group two numbers together to help you first add those and then the additional number. Now another portion of this to keep in mind is when I'm adding these groups together, I want to group the two together that are going to be the easiest to compute and to find the answer. I chose 4 plus 6 in this instance because I know 4 and 6 easily give me 10. 10 is such an easy number to add with that I can easily add 8 after that and quickly find my answer. It also helps prevent making certain mistakes by grouping certain numbers together. Sometimes a question like this represented 4 plus 6 plus 8 equals 4 plus 6 plus 8. It will show you that 4 plus 6 can be grouped and 6 plus 8 can be grouped. This simply indicates that it does not matter which ones you group together first in this circumstance, that you will still find the same answer at the end. This will end up adding up to 18, which will be equal to the same answer that shows up on the other side. Now this is a problem that can also be seen in multiplication. And in the associative property of multiplication, you may see 2 times 4 times 6 equals 2 times 4 times 6. And again, it does not matter which two you decide to group, so long as you group them, find the correct answer, they should be equal to each other. Now there's different logic behind the different ideas here. I may decide I want to do 2 times 4 because I easily know that's 8, multiply it by 6, do 8 times 6, and that gives me 48. Now somebody in this circumstance might say, ooh, once I get to 8 times 6, that's too hard. Let's try 4 times 6 first, which I easily know is 24, and then multiply by 2. 24 doubled gives me 48. So there's two ways of looking at it, but the point of the problem is looking at the associative property. You can group different numbers together, make the problem easier to look at and easier to compute, and at the end you want to pick the numbers that are going to be the easiest for you to put together. And that can change from person to person, but there certainly are strategies that some feel are most likely to be chosen. If you multiply both sides and you find that one side is different than the other, it's obvious to you at that point that you may have done something wrong. So you need to pay attention, and if you do happen to get the wrong answer on one side, rework the problem and see if you need to make an adjustment. So those are some tips about the associative property and why we would use it, and some advice when you are using it, and hopefully this will help you as you work on your math problems.